topic is about the legal consequence of Salam. Legal consequence of Salam is like, as I have told you earlier, that the buyer will first pay the full amount which he want to buy required commodity, and seller will deliver that required commodity after some time period which is set by both parties. And this is the legal consequence. And second thing is that Salam contract can be revoked if before the delivery of the required commodity, and this revocation can be on partial or full way. In partial way, the partial amount will be repaid by the seller to the buyer, and on the remaining contract the salam will be applied. So this is the second case. And third case in legal consequence of salam contract is that if seller waive off the amount of the required commodity. So according to the jurist, it is not valid, because if buyer does not pay amount, then the contract of salam will be invalid, as it is the condition in salam contract that buyer will have to pay the price of the required commodity at the time of the contract, but delivery of that commodity will be in future date. So if the buyer is waived off from the price, then it will not called salam. But on the other hand, if we see the sale contract, ordinary sale contract in market, then if seller waive off the price of the commodity to the buyer, then it is called a charitable act by the seller, and this will not invalid the sale contract. So this is all about the legal consequences of the salam contract. Now we will see the case of the termination. If any one of the both parties is died, for example, if seller die, then the contract of salam will be revoked, and the price of the buyer will be paid by the heirs of the seller to the buyer. If buyer is dead, then the contract of salam will be remain intact, and seller will provide the required commodity to the heirs of the buyers. Another situation is that if the required commodity is destroyed or damaged, then the contract of salam will revoke, and the seller will repay the price of the buyer. So if anyone want to cancel the salam contract, then he can cancel the whole contract or the partial contract. If they do the partial revocation, then buyer can demand the price of the partial revocation of the salam contract, and on the remaining contract required commodity will be provided by the seller to the buyer. Salam mode of payment in the salam is also a topic, is also a very essential topic. So if we see in the case of the banking system, then if bank do contract of salam contract with any seller, if um, banking sector do solemn contract with the seller, then on agriculture products or any other products, then bank will pay the price to the seller in advance as it is the condition for the solemn contract. But bank will not pay the cash form. It will create an account on the name of the seller, and the amount will be credited in the seller account. So this is the mode of the payment of in the solemn contract. Afterward, bank purchase the required commodity from the seller. Then he has to issue. Number one is that he has to sell the required commodity at market at the higher level for earning the profit. And second is that until the product is not sold in the market, bank should have to safe keep safe the required commodity at the warehouse. So this will increase the cost of the bank. Now next issue is relating to the title or date. It is preferable that at the time of the solemn contract, parties should make specific the date date of the delivery of the required commodity in solemn contract. So specific time and specific date should be defined in the solemn contract. Uh, Next issue regarding solemn contract is a revocation. Mostly it is considered that both parties have some advantage. That's why they do revoke the solemn contract. For example, let's take the example from the side of the buyer. For example, buyer do contract of wheat, which price, for example, is the 10,000 at the time of the solemn contract, and he pays the price to the seller. But at the when the delivery date is near, then the market value of the wheat, for example, becomes low, become low. For example, 5,000. Then the buyer can revoke the solemn contract and can demand 10,000 from the seller and can take the 5,000 can take the wheat, can buy the wheat from market at the 5,000 rupees. So, and if we see the seller condition, for example, seller sell the wheat at the time of the solemn contract is 10,000, but at the delivery when the delivery date is near, then market rate goes up, for example 15,000. So then seller can revoke the solemn contract and can sell the wheat at the market on the 15,000. So that's why the it is many jurists said that the if part there should not be condition or option of the termination or the revocation in the solemn contract, except in a case when the commodity is unavailable in the market or the inaccessible by the seller. Accept this condition, the revocation should not be an option in the solemn contract, because in this way both contract will not remain or it will not be included. And next issue is relating to the security of the solemn. When the buyer pay the price, then he can demand security from the seller, and this security can be in form of the guarantee or in form of the mortgage. If seller becomes fail to deliver the required commodity to the buyer, then buyer can ask for price from the grantor, or he can sell the mortgage to recover his amount. And this is the one case. And in the second case, if commodity is delivered on the time, but when buyer found that the commodity is of the inferior quality, so come he comes in trouble, because if he return the commodity, or if he for asking the seller for providing the quality able commodity, or he if he revoke the Salam contract, in both cases bank will suffer. So bank this is the risk in the Salam contract, a little bit risk in the Salam contract. If for example required commodities partial quality able and partial is inferior, then bank can ask for replacing the inferior goods, or he can revoke the partial contract of the Salam contract. And there is also many options to mitigate the risk in Salam contract. Is a parallel Salam. In the parallel Salam, bank can purchase the commodity from the one party in the Salam contract, and can sell the same commodity after delivery to another third party in a Salam contract. Or he can do accept the parallel Salam. The bank can take the promise from any buyer who want to purchase that commodity, and can sell that commodity after delivery to the buyer. So if we see the parallel Salam, these two contracts should be remain independent of each other, and right and responsibility will be of bank to keep the separate the both contract, and one contract will not affect to the another contract. So this is all about the Salam contract. I hope you have cleared your concept regarding the Salam contract. Uh, and also I hope you will separate the Salam concept in with the other student of Islamic banking, and also and also you will share with the farmers, and with the education institution, and with the other students, and with the financial institutions, so that they can use more this Islamic mode of finance rather than interest based system. Thank you.